Hello, Computer Studies 10. Welcome back. We're going to be taking a look at a new assignment. This video will basically explain what you're supposed to do in the assignment, and there's a few more videos that will go into more detail about the content that you will have to wrestle with. So first of all, we're going to be taking some HTML code and CSS code that I am going to give you, and you're going to be editing it to recreate some predefined layouts. So by the end of this assignment, you'll have recreated 5 different layouts, and you're going to have a nice folder full of CSS code that will show us how those are created. So I'll just show you what that looks like. We're going to be starting off making sort of, this layout, and then we'll go on. This is Even Steven, I'm calling it. Then we'll make this one Chonky Main. Then we'll make the Parthenon. Then we'll make the hamburger. And last but not least, we'll make the bookshelf. So how you're going to begin this assignment is you're going to go further down in this document, and you're going to find this HTML code here. You're going to copy and paste that to a new folder. Well, I guess you're going to copy and paste it to Sublime, first of all, and then you'll save it as index.html to a new folder that you'll create. And then you're going to take this CSS code, and you're going to copy that to Sublime Text in a new tab, and then you'll save that tab as a CSS file, like styles1.css is my suggestion for what to call it. And we'll talk about, why these are separate in the next video in more detail. But here's what's going to happen. Once you have copied those over into the new folder, you can start editing them to create your layouts. And I guess you'll just start with trying to make Even Steven as your first one. The code in here does create a layout, and I'm going to be going over what this code means soon. So once you have sort of looked that over, then you can start editing it to create that layout. So as you go, you're going to have this folder. Here's my folder, for example. You're going to start off with just these 2 files. These are basically the code that you'll copy from the assignment. So this will have the HTML code in index.html, and this will have the CSS code, styles1.css. So you'll edit the style until it becomes Even Steven. And when you're done, what you do is you will create a new style file for Chonky Main, and then a new one for the Parthenon, and then a new one for hamburger, and then a new one for bookshelf, or whatever I called them. So each one of these CSS files will represent a different layout. It will have different code inside of it, although a lot of it will be quite similar because the layouts, a lot of the CSS is the same. So yeah, basically by the end of it, this is what your folder will look like. You'll have your HTML document and 5 CSS files to represent the 5 layouts. So that's sort of the overall big picture of what's happening. You're editing, mostly this code here and maybe a little bit of this code, 5 different times to create these 5 different layouts. So in the next video, what I'd like to go over is, once you have copied over that default code, what's inside that code, and how do I work with it, and how do I change it, and what am I supposed to do with all this grid stuff? So hopefully that will help you get started on that. All right, thanks, CS10. We'll see you guys in the next video.